issue. No,
so we're not going to even talk about
it. The issue is, if those are your role models, then you are sick society. You are so sick. Yeah. You are so sick. God forbid that we'll have to go the way of Rwanda to come back to our senses. Yeah. Where people will kill each other. Because the moment you start defying these societal norms, what happens ultimately, you give way to the culture of envying cause, and it is not just about the art industry. It will happen everywhere else. We'll stop respecting parents, we'll stop respecting government authority, we'll stop respecting and obeying the law. And what happens? It's what he's saying. Kids are being kidnapped, kids are being killed, old people are neglected, and so on. Society going wrong, and ultimately, there's no progress. See what is happening in Dubai. We go there for holiday, crime-free, crime-free, okay? And we go there to see the infrastructure, beautiful places. China, the same. Our people go to buy clothes and shoes and everything in China, progressive markets. We go for holidays in Bangkok. In those places, you don't see this nonsense. These characters you glorify here have no place in societies like those.
And I absolutely agree. And here's the catch. I can say this, and I can talk to Eric, and I can talk to any artist, because I have found myself in a situation where I'm looking at myself back at that day, and I'm thinking, Lawi, you should have behaved better, because your children and someone's children was looking up at you when I blew up with an artist who came. For whatever reason, I may have had my reasons, but I had no right to use vulgar language and put it on social media. I learnt my lesson. I became mature. So there's only hope that someone else can also become mature.
Glorify them. They can never. You know, we have become a culture of showbiz. A society of showbiz where it's about likes and shares and views on YouTube. I wish it was money. When you tell me somebody has 3 million views, I wish that was 3 million shillings. Then I would respect them because they are making money. But views for what? And then kids are being taken into that kind of culture where it's about likes and views. And if somebody has more views, they are popular and they are successful. Somebody will parade their nudity and their shape of the body on TV, and you're giving more time that you can give a professor of a university, or an innovator, or somebody who is decent. Why don't we change and turn the cameras and programs like this to people who are sensible, more role models? And there are many. Within the music industry, within the film industry, there are many. Within our sports industry, there are many role models. The bad guys are only very few, but we make it look like they're the dominant.
I completely agree. And in case, by the way, you think you do not need someone like Dr. Exekiel Mutua to police, so to speak, then think about it.
That's
you may think you have every right to.
It's like saying you don't need a traffic police on the road.
Not even a traffic police. You don't need laws, because if you complain, he has no right to tell me how to behave. Then when you're being robbed, don't tell someone the police have no right to tell me how to get his money. Because when you're in trouble, that's when you want the law to work for you. That doesn't work.
Final question from me. We regulate TV, we regulate radio, we regulate what's happening in matatus. Meanwhile, our children have access to these social media platforms like YouTube and TikTok and all these platforms. So someone may argue that, even if we regulate this, then who's regulating?
Who told you they're not supposed to be under the law? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those things should be regulated. And we are now moving there. If you don't regulate themselves, we were hoping when we moved from 2015 from analog to digital, people would embrace technology for good. Yeah. They would use it for connecting, for education, for knowledge. Now, if they're using it for this kind of nonsense, sooner or later, there will be regulations. It is not there in China. It's not there in the United Arab Emirates. You don't get this pornographic, a catch of anything goes in those countries. And they are more progressive. Their health care is perfect. Their infrastructure is perfect. The standards of living there. So we want to eat makelele and obscenity, or we want development. Obey the law and let's have development. Let us respect one another and build a culture of obeying the law.
For the record, it's not Dr. Exekiel Mutua's job to do that. Even corporates, you running to people who have numbers, millions of followers because they're showing flesh, those followers are not there for your product, they're there to see flesh. So I will go to her page, check out her flesh. If she's telling me about your product, I'll be like, okay, which is the last picture I saw that turned me on? So stop using the wrong people to advertise. Grow up, guys. Grow up.
I think he's looking for a job.
Any corporate that gives adverts or gigs to these immoral perverts should be ashamed of themselves, and they should be penalized. I think we'll get there one time. And let me tell you, when we started this conversation, people thought we were mad. We would get to a point where even these corporates will pay. You cannot use the worst in society to shape our values. We must get to a point where we say, if you are behaving indecently, if you are using bad language, you will never feature in an advert. And a time is coming when they will pay the price, when you guys who are promoting clean content will be the talk of town. A society that praises mad people and demonizes good people, where development content does not sell, clean content cannot sell. Such kind of a society cannot progress. We are turning the page.
Absolutely.
And when we do, Chico and Chico
yes,
will be the talk of town.
I'm telling you, hopefully that talk will also translate into money. That's Dr. Exekiel Mutua. Thank you so much for stopping by. He just came to say
Thank you very much.
All right, so we'll let him go. Ooh, I was going to play Bruno Mars, Leave the Door Open, like you go. Oh, there we go. There we go. Woo, phew, sire.